At this morning's preview of the Met Costume Institute's spring exhibit, Sleeping Beauties, Reawakening Fashion, curator Andrew Bolton said the goal of the over 250 pieces on display was to engage all the senses. So while there are, as always, archival pieces to be seen in the collection, there are also creations that can be smelled, touched, and even heard. Thankfully, the 2024 Met Gala red carpet delivered an equally engaging sensory spectacle, with looks that felt like they were plucked from an ethereal sartorial garden of time, which was this year's dress code. Ahead, the 10 best looks of the night, from Zendaya's not one but two Galliano gowns to Greta Lee's Loewe look. 1. Zendaya and Margiela. Zendaya was one of the first to walk the red carpet tonight, in a custom Margiela gown by John Galliano, a clear reference to the designer's spring 1999 couture collection for Dior. With makeup by Pat McGrath and a headpiece by Philip Tracy, the Challenger's star delivered a look the internet declared it had no notes for, but because this was Zendaya, she gave us all something else to write about when she showed up in another look to close out the carpet, a Givenchy spring 1996 couture gown, topped with a flower bouquet headpiece from the Alexander McQueen spring 2007 collection by Philip Tracy. 2. Gigi Hadid and Tom Brown. Before the night even began, there were more florals for spring? Groundbreaking jokes being made on fashion Twitter than usual. But Gigi Hadid's Tom Brown gown felt like the freshest possible way to tackle the garden theme. The look was embroidered with over 2.8 million beads and took 5,000 hours to make, with over 70 people working on it. 3. Rosalia and Dior. When Rosalia heard the theme of the Costume Institute's exhibit was Sleeping Beauties, the Spanish singer instantly began to envision her look for the gala. I thought about Sleeping Beauties, she told interviewers, and about how when you fall asleep, you just see all black. Her Dior gown was a recreation of the house's ciseaux dress from 1949, and she said it made her feel like a black tulip. 4. Greta Lee and Loewe. Greta Lee told red carpet interviewers her main concern about her Loewe dress was that she wasn't sure how she would eat in it. But one thing the past live star doesn't have to worry about is serving, as she always does in Loewe, a brand she's told Bazaar makes her feel emo because of how emotional she gets when wearing it and seeing it. Same. 5. Kendall Jenner in archival 1999 Alexander McQueen for Givenchy Couture. Kendall Jenner had the most insane archival pull we have seen, maybe ever? The haute couture dress was designed by Alexander McQueen for his Givenchy 1999 collection and was shown only on mannequins before going back to the designer's archive. It hasn't been worn by anyone until today, when Jenner put it on. 6. Jenny and Aliyah. Jenny Kim's Aliyah cutout dress was inspired by the look seen during the summer/fall 2024 show and took more than 200 hours of work and 13 meters of fabric to create. According to the show notes, the collection was all about reducing intimacy to an essence. And the Blackpink singer's look certainly feels like the essence of what the Met Gala is all about, essence. And the Blackpink singer's look certainly feels like the essence of what the Met Gala is all about, glamour, fun, and just the right amount of skin. 7. Kaia Gerber in Prada's section of the Costume Institute exhibit is dedicated to the influence the mythical mermaid has had on fashion. And while some might argue Kaia Gerber's more subtle all-white look isn't on theme, it certainly feels like a nod to the aquatic creature, with shimmery scale-like embroidery throughout. So, yes, according to the Metropolitan Museum of Art, there are mermaids in fashion's eternal garden. 8. Venus Williams and Marc Jacobs. On a similar note, Venus Williams opted for no florals and instead wore a custom satin and mirror sequin embellished bustier gown by Marc Jacobs, inspired by the most recent runway. 9. Michelle Williams in Chanel. When one thinks of Sleeping Beauties, one thinks of fairy tales, and no one does an ethereal storybook look quite like Michelle Williams, who may as well be a pixie masquerading as an actor. Her white flowing Chanel look engulfed her like a dreamy cloud, with puffed sleeves that jetted out from her sides like flighty wings. 10. Nicole Kidman in Balenciaga. While most attendees opted for a more literal interpretation of the Garden of Time with floral pieces, Dimna of Balenciaga was more interested in exploring the time aspect. Each guest dressed in Balenciaga was wearing a look that referenced another that had come from long before it, like Nicole Kidman's gown, inspired by a Cristobal Balenciaga haute couture piece from 1951, with tiers of feathered details. Thank you so much for tuning in to today's episode. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to our channel, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss out.